Now, from Into Tomorrow, this is an ITTV special report.
Our next guest is the editor-in-chief of the English Language Daily here at IFA. It's called IFA International because that is the more prominent language for everyone attending. And he's been doing a terrific job for years on that, the official daily news source for international visions here at IFA. Richard Barnes, welcome back Into Tomorrow. How are you, sir?
I'm great, Dave. Apart from the little cough, which I think we've been battling with over the last couple of weeks, it's giving us this very deep voice.
Yes,
so
it seems we're both milking this cold that we've picked up, who knows where in the world, and having to just deal with it. But we're troopers. We forge ahead one way or the other. Now, first of all, tell me the excitement that's building, of course, with IFA growing more this year, more exhibitors, more floor space being used, etc. You're having a heck of a time with your staff trying to just cover all the news that's taking place.
Absolutely. IFA International is, as you just mentioned, the international news source for the IFA show. And this year we've got a bigger team. We have 10 journalists working full-time at IFA, covering all the events. It's very important, actually, for IFA to get out all the information in a kind of official way. Yeah. And we try to do that. So rather than just have people putting out their press releases, we will actually try to cover all the events, all the press conferences, all the keynote addresses in a very solid and journalistic way, if we could call it that.
And we can relate because we're in the same boat where we get thousands of press releases every day. Absolutely. And certainly hundreds just from the exhibitors here at IFA, and you got to sort through all these things. And are there really new products, or is it just sort of an upgrade or a version 2? Or
this is one of the problems for the people coming here, and especially the trade visitors and the journalists who are not perhaps as aware as you are, because I know you cover all the shows, of what is new and what is different and what is really important. And that's very important for us to help them with that original filtering, if you like, of the information that's coming through.
That's a good point. We are sort of your consumer filters.
We are. We don't look like them at the moment.
But, thank God. Now, one of the ways, of course, you're doing that is not only with the print version. Those of you watching our videos, you can see me holding up. There's today's edition as we record this particular interview. But online, you can visit ifa-international.org, and you can see all the content that your team's working hard on.
They can get the flipbook version there, so just flip through it.
It's very fancy, very nice, I must say. I love it. Yeah. And look at page...
And you were in it as well.
I was.
So that makes it even more exciting.
Especially the first issue, day one. Look at page 43 when you hit ifa-international.org. Look at day one's daily, page 43. Miss IFA and I having a kiss fest. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, but on a regular basis, when it's not IFA time, you do something very cool as well to help bring lifestyle consumer news to the rest of us around the world.
Exactly. We called it consumer lifestyle news because, as you know, IFA is no longer just consumer electronics. It's consumer lifestyle. It's everything that is around consumer devices and of course, home appliances. So we created what's called Consumer Lifestyle News, which is an ongoing web service which is available. It's generally targeting people in Europe who are interested in the industry in general, so trade and press, but also people from outside Europe who are interested in what's happening in Europe itself. So it's got a kind of a dual purpose in that way, and it's updated every day. Of course, we have news from around the world of interest to people in Europe, and news from Europe of interest to people around the world. And we really try with the site to only put news on there that's really interesting for people. I know there are perhaps other sites in the world where you'll get a lot of information, bulk information. And again, our role with Consumer Lifestyle News, or CLN, is to filter that information and make it really more accessible for people and easy to assimilate.
And having been to the site several times, I can tell you that even as someone based in the U.S., when we're not traveling, it is information that is cool. I mean, you're finding, if nothing else, we learn about products that might be launching here in Europe first, but hope we get them in North America at some point, and usually that ends up being the case one fashion or another.
Yeah. This actually was the case, is that in Europe there was no industry hub for these industries at all in the past. You'd find occasional, and you'll find websites in different countries that that do that. But we really wanted to launch a European-wide site, so that's what we've done.
And another publication that you and your team are heading up and working hard on is called Sustainable Development Initiatives.
A bit of a mouthful, but it was important to say it that way because we didn't want to call it the Green Guide or something like that. This is a very big movement at the moment in the consumer electronics and home appliance industries. We launched this last year, and it's really picking up pace. So Sustainable Development Initiatives, and that's available also online. There's a link from the IFA International site to that.
Excellent. And of course, this really talks about being green in more realistic ways.
Yes.
And as you mentioned, how the industry is doing a good job, not just saying we're green because, but really getting into it.
Explaining what is a green product, what's a green company, what's green manufacturing.
Dynamite. Sustainable Development Initiatives. Look for that as well when you hit up ifa-international.org. And, of course, Richard's main site, cln-online.org. We'll have those links for you when you visit intotomorrow.com. Richard, thanks very much for spending a few minutes of your busy schedule. You've got like 28-hour days every day here.
We do, Dave. Thanks very much for having me in.
My pleasure. We're back with more next hour, all 3 hours this week and 3 parts over the next 3 weeks from IFA in Berlin. I'm Dave Graveline. Don't miss a minute of Into Tomorrow at intotomorrow.com.